Hello, it's me, What the Shelley. You can find all my PSAs on YouTube. After I initially post, I then put them on YouTube. This is a topic that some of my folks wanted me to talk about several months ago, but I'm getting around to it now. And I'm going to piss a few people off, but what else is new? This is a topic that I feel very passionate about, that I am a subject matter expert about. It's about weight control, and it's about weight in general. Now, why am I a subject matter expert? For those of you who've known me for 38, 39 years up until now, was just know me as like the skinny bitch. But for those of you who knew me from the age 15 years old till around 23, 24 years old, I would yo-yo, go up and down with my weight, and I yo-yoed all the way up. I mean, I went all the way up to 50, that's 50 pounds heavier than I am now. Now, I want to make something very clear about weight. This PSA is not to say that big people are ugly, you know, whatever. No, no, because when I was chubby, I was still a hot ticket. I mean, I did very well with the guys, because a lot of guys like, to squeeze onto something. And I did very well. I was very popular. That's not what this is about. What this is about is we are killing ourselves, and this is global. We are killing ourselves. When I see an 8-year-old kid and who is clearly on the way to obesity, shoving shit in his or her mouth, and the parents just enabling, all I'm thinking is you are killing your child. Why don't you stick them in the corner with a bottle of Jack Daniels and a crack pipe and just get it over with now? Because this is not good. This is not good. Okay? It's not good to be too skinny either. There are another set of issues. If you're really, really underweight, your organs are not protected as well. Your bones are not protected as well. But if you are really, I'm not talking about 10 pounds heavier. That's you're probably healthier than the ones who are underweight. I'm talking about 20 pounds and over plus, and big, and 40, 50 pounds over, 100 pounds. You know what I'm talking about. You are ruining your heart, your respiratory system, your knees, your ankles, circulation, everything. Now, I'm skinny, and I have high blood pressure and cholesterol issues, which are, under control and medication. But could you imagine how bad it would have been if I did not, take care of my body? There is no difference to me seeing you letting your kids just eat themselves to fatness. You might as well, give them a pack of cigarettes while you're at it. It's doing the same amount of damage. So I really, really am stressing this because this is a very serious issue. Now we have with the pandemic, I see people post pictures of people. Oh, this guy died. He was a young guy. He had no pre-existing conditions. And I'm looking at these pictures. Like, are you freaking kidding me? This guy was like a truck. I mean, like this, like a tank. He had pre-existing condition. He was obese. come on now. I mean, it's bad enough we can get all this shit when we don't have obesity in the way. But we've got to get a handle on this, because this is not fat shaming. Like I said, I know a lot of hot looking, big people. I could start naming them, but I'd be here for like another 10, 15 minutes. It's not about that. This is a health crisis. And whether you're rich or poor or middle class, there is a way that you can eat cheaply and healthy. There is a way. Now, people say to me, they'll ask me, well, how did you lose your weight? Now, I used to do yo-yo dieting. I used to do some really stupid things. Now, I always ate healthy, but I would binge out on whole cakes, a gallon of ice cream, a bag of peanuts in the shell. I mean, you name it, I binged out, a big bag of chips, big whole thing. And, I'd like to dip them in ice cream. I was an expert overeater. I read an article in the New York Times magazine when I was around 23 years old, maybe 24, and the light bulb went off in my head. And once I learned to accept the fact that certain times of the month back then, when I was childbearing age, I would be a few pounds heavier, and then it would go away. Or, as you get older, if you eat too many salty things, you get a little bloated, so you get a little, water weight. As long as I accepted that some days I'd be a few pounds heavier, some days I'd be a few pounds lighter, I was all right with that. And I stopped keeping a journal of what I was eating, all that crap. I threw it out. And I made up my mind that in order for me to prevent myself from binge eating, I allow myself dessert every night. So I ate very healthy. And then at night, I would have like a cupcake or, ice cream cone or whatever. And some candy, And that actually normalized things for me. And I didn't want to binge out, because I didn't feel like I was doing something bad, That's what it is. Oh, I was bad, so I'm going to eat a cake, It's all bullshit. So I also did not want the magic cure, the magic pill that I was going to, in a week lose 5 pounds, in a week lose 10 pounds. I decided my goal was to lose a pound a week, but I stopped weighing myself for a full year. And I had a pair of pants. My mom bought me these parachute pants that were like 3 or 4 sizes too small for me. And I had them hanging in my closet. And I decided after a year, or every few months, I'd try them on. But my goal was in a year, I'd be able to wear these pants. And that's when I decided I would weigh myself again. So I would lose usually a pound a week. Sometimes I'd gain a little, and then it would go down a little. So after a year, I lost like 45 pounds. And then after that, like the other 5 came off, whenever. And I just literally, I stopped doing irresponsible things, which again are akin to going on a drunken bender, or a drug bender. And I was able to get the food under control. And there are times, around Thanksgiving, usually there's 2 weeks, Thanksgiving, and then the week after, where I gained like 5-6 pounds, and then, after I, have my fill of all that stuff, I go back to the way I normally eat, and then 2 weeks later, I'm back to where I was. So the point I'm trying to make is, we we can keep our weight under control, but you sometimes have to taste some food. Like I used to binge out on cheese doodles like when I was in college. Did you ever really taste the cheese doodle? If you really had the initial taste, it's really disgusting. But it's when you start eating it, then it starts to taste good, so you can't stop. So it's just a matter of you have to learn certain things. You have to change certain behaviors, and you can get your weight under control. And it's not going to be overnight. It takes a year. It takes a year and a half. But for those of you who have small kids, you can't let them just keep shoving this shit down their throats. You have obese children. Now, my children, I allowed them dessert every night after I knew they had their 4 nutritious categories of food. But even when they did trick-or-treating, I let them on Halloween just go totally apeshit. They could eat whatever the hell they wanted. And then I would divide up the candy. I'd say, you have a choice. You can have 2 candies a night for dessert if you want. And our Halloween candy would last almost a full year. I mean, they used to get bags of it. They were good trick-or-treaters. So you can do these things. But folks, stop killing yourselves. We all have got to stay healthy because we are not healthy. Okay? I'm sure I'll be covering more on this topic down the line, but this was just sort of to warm everybody up here. Okay, take care. Stay healthy. Mwah.